I'm Jamie, aka Scumboy.
I'm Andrew Walsh, aka Bat Phantom.
I'm Kevin, aka Neon Nazgul from the Operation Pug podcast.
A proud member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual host.
Check out all the podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready because geekiness begins in 3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
I hit my damn mic in the pre-show, and I kept trying to adjust it, and I think it's dialed back in right. So, yeah, that's some behind the scenes. If you watch our pre-show, as we record live every Sunday at geeks.live, you get to see us do stupid shit and make fun of things. And on that note, welcome to
specifically Willie.
Yeah, well, that's true. Welcome to episode 288 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Sunday, November 26th, 2017. We're somewhere between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I'm not sure what day this actually is.
The day where we all just play video games for the rest of the day.
Stupendous Sunday.
Stupendous Sunday. I like that.
I like Stupendous Sunday. I also like to refer to it as... Sorry.
And Naki's distracted.
There was noises behind
like
me. I got disturbed.
And I would like to say I look better in a wife beater than Naki does.
Excuse me. We were twinning before. Now you just dislike me? I see how it is. By the way,
I said I
rock
just
better than
look better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fight.
See, if I lean one way or the other, my titties come out.
I'm showing more skin.
Therefore, I win.
I'm sorry.
I put a hoodie on mine.
Oh my!
Oh, I need to vomit. I need to vomit badly. For those of you guys that are on audio, you thankfully did not get to experience this, but you can go onto our channel over at Gonna Geek and see for yourself that Willie did expose himself.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't explain what I exposed. You won't like it. Don't do it.
Feel free to clip that on Twitch if you want and post that everywhere.
Hey, just think. I'm always going to be somebody's fetish. Ugh.
I mean, everybody is somebody's fetish,
everyone's
right?
got a fetish.
That's what I was going for, but I was, wanting to bring it back more to me.
Congratulations on freeing the nipple, Willie.
It wasn't the nipple. The full shaft and balls.
Oh, I'm sorry, audio listeners. He really did not expose that part of himself. Trust us.
I just threw up pancake and sausage in my mouth a little. It was gross.
And that's my fetish.
Chris, I quit.
Hey, Chris. Transition out of that. Transition out of that, Chris.
So,
help us, Chris. Save us.
Speaking of throwing up, did anyone overeat over their Thanksgiving and feel like they needed to throw up, or was it just me? How's that for a transition, bitches?
Did we read what over Thanksgiving?
Overeat during Thanksgiving and feel like you're going to throw up, or was it just me?
Oh, my goodness. We had so much. So, we had, at my family's Thanksgiving, we had turkey, duck, and a pork loin. And then we had 2 types of potatoes, green bean casserole, Brussels sprouts, and like 3 boats of gravy, and then 2 types of stuffing. And then before that, we had snacks. And after that, we still had dessert. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, why did we do this?
It looks like we're twinning again because I also had 2 types of stuffing.
What kind of stuffing did you have?
No, why?
Let me set him up. Let me set him up. He tried so hard. He needed the acknowledgement. What kind of stuffing did you have, Willie?
The sexual kind.
God damn it, Chris.
No, now I feel like throwing up.
He tried so hard. I had to let him have it.
Why?
No, you didn't.
You don't.
Yeah, I did.
He had the creepiest smile and everything.
Well, I mean, I have a bump for that, too.
This guy's creepy.
See?
You goddamn right. I'm my own ventriloquist.
Sailor Poland says Lucky Charms stuffing, just like Mom used to make.
I don't know
what that is.
How that would... Huh.
I'd give it a try.
Well, like
hate
Taco, his roommate got McDonald's for Thanksgiving.
McDonald's was open?
Well, there's a few things that were. What did I have for Thanksgiving? I don't even remember. We went out the day before to do Thanksgiving stuff, so
We had second Thanksgiving yesterday, which was more of the traditional type.
See, that's when you can make a good sandwich. You get like the good white bread, some turkey, you slice some thin sliced turkey, get a little bit of that cranberry jelly spread and put it on that sandwich, and that's delicious. Thanksgiving dinner in a sandwich.
Boyfriend's parents makes cranberry jelly with jalapenos in it, and it makes a pretty good sandwich.
Yeah, that would be good on a sandwich, because I don't know if you guys have ever made the turkey with cranberry jelly sandwich. It's not really complicated. It's quite delicious, and I could see jalapeno cranberry jelly being good for that.
It does help the fact that turkey is dry as shit 99% of the time.
You gotta cook it right. And by cook it right, I mean you toss it on the grill for 4 hours and let it slow cook on there. Oh.
That's what his dad did. We did the brown bag, which also makes for a juicy turkey, but whatever it is about turkey, no matter how you cook it, when you try to reheat it, it will be dry as shit.
I also brown bagged it.
Oh my god.
This man had a big thing of alcohol. Jesus Christ, Naki.
Would you have some 40s?
I had 40s.
40
I thought it meant he
40s.
had, I thought it meant he had an ugly chick for Thanksgiving. He had a brown bagger.
Oh, Jesus. That would also been good. Not my intent.
I don't even have a button for this.
Hold on. Sailor Poland. What the hell? I hate spam.
How can you hate spam? Spam is delicious.
It's disgusting.
It's delicious.
It is the most disgusting thing in this world that is canned.
No, it is. No, that is a lie. You know what's disgusting canned?
Canned
is
chicken.
those fucking canned
The
chicken.
canned whole chicken?
And
That's
canned,
disgusting.
And canned weenies. Those
Vienna
are
sausages?
Yeah. Vienna sausages. Those are on the level with spam.
Well, I mean, they're basically the same kind of meat.
Well, the canned weenies come in a gelatin that are just bleh.
Then you just eat the gelatin for extra calories.
No!
And then, am I the only one that has also seen the canned cheeseburger?
Yes. That is a thing that was on. What's that guy's name who does the canned meats?
Ashens?
Yeah,
so
he was
glad I didn't eat breakfast yet this morning.
I just ate 2 pancakes on a stick on the stream.
And she ate them a second time when she threw it back up.
Yep, it was great.
So, Willie, have you had this one, which we're told to avoid, which is Libby's potted meat food product?
Oh, I've seen that. Because I used to work for a grocery store. I've seen that. But this thing I'd never even want to even open up and look and see what even is pork brains. Canned pork brains.
So I come from a country that is a no waste country.
From down under?
Yes, basically. But we eat everything, so brains is not a thing that freaks me out.
But pork brains, why can't they just call it something, more pleasing?
It's just a really fatty pork. Like, that's all it is. It's fatty pork.
Sometimes these things that sound weird, you go and try them, they're actually good. Like if you've had beef tongue before, not bad.
Beef tongue is not bad, and you can slice it real thin, and it makes for good lunch meat.
So where is everyone on the topping of the pineapple on pizza?
Pineapple on
No.
pizza.
I'm deathly allergic to pineapple, so no pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza is delicious. I don't care what anyone else thinks.
Well, that's half
Cold
right, but
fruit doesn't belong on a hot dinner.
but if it comes hot.
Call it pork thinkins.
Pork Thinkins.
That would have been a better name than pork brains.
I would try some Pork Thinkins. Yeah.
That's the show title right there is Pork Thinkins.
But,
I mean, that's how they get you to eat all sorts of stuff. No one would eat pork rinds if they called them what they were. No one would eat hot dogs if it actually was the name of what it is.
Depends on which kind of hot dog you're eating.
mystery meat.
Yeah, it's all random bits.
But I had a new topping for a pizza. I'm surprised I have not seen little fried pickle slices as a pizza topping.
That's on Chicago. Well, some Chicago pizza places are just like those creative types where they have that.
If you get a cheeseburger pizza, that's often on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could also get Jets has a BLT pizza that if you ask, you can get that on there.
Oh wait, but cold lettuce is okay, but cold pineapple's not. What's wrong?
The pineapple's not cold when you put it on the pizza. It gets cooked and it's warm and it's delicious.
There's no reason to put lettuce on a pizza either. What kind of defense is that?
Haven't you ever had a taco pizza?
Yeah, I didn't waste time with lettuce on it.
Also, the BLT pizza is made with mayonnaise, too. But,
okay, that's disgusting. That sounds very Canadian.
Mayonnaise is just disgusting. Period. We steer clear from that.
Mayonnaise is the white sauce of the Canadians.
It's
What?
what? It was
Japanese
made in
white sauce.
what?
What does that actually have a term, or is it just called white sauce?
It's also a mayonnaise.
No,
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Haven't you learned this yet?
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm so confused.
So what we know is that Willie don't know. Got it. Okay, let's move on.
Willie never know.
And we need some pork thinkins.
Oh no, it's Scotty doesn't know. I was thinking of that song, but it's Scotty doesn't know, not Willie.
I mean,
doesn't
we could
know.
do a parody that's just Willie doesn't know.
Willie doesn't
Willie
know.
doesn't know.
We got to get Matt Damon to come sing it for us, though.
I'll
Yeah, we
definitely
do.
allow it.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Are we really doing this? He's a great actor.
I was just referencing Team America World Police, one of the greatest
I
parody
know.
movies of all time.
Is it really a parody movie? What's it parodying?
Life.
Puppet sex, apparently.
The U.S.
That's how I have
military
sex.
and how we deal with North Korea. I think it was parodying that.
You should see the look on their face when I bring them to the bedroom. I pull out the marionette saying, "This is what it is."
Just clap them together.
Yep. Was it good for you too, baby?
No, you got no sold on that one.
Don't care.
So, should we go to the news of the week?
I think we should.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
That was the smoothest team segue ever into the news of the week, guys.
Hey man, I
Smoothest
finger
ever.
gunned out of that.
I mean, we got finger guns. So, guys, if you're not familiar, News of the Week is that part of the show where we run down what we think is most interesting in our minds, geeky and nerdy news to have happened in the past week. And, guys, there's not been a lot of news this week. Let me just put it that way. So,
It's
what might
it's
be
been a
interest-
quiet week.
what might be
Well, the news this
interesting
week was
is-
it was Thanksgiving, and so everybody skipped the news.
Yeah, except for
Basically.
like the CW that aired all of their television shows. So you had an episode of Arrow on Thanksgiving night,
Yeah.
and I'm really curious what the ratings will be for that. My guess is
Yeah, I
Zero.
did. I watched it last night because I didn't realize that they had played it on Thursday. I thought they were postponed it till Friday.
Nope, it was Thursday night with Supernatural. So my guess is those ratings might have been sub 1.0 because how many people were having Thanksgiving dinner and went, F you guys, I gotta watch Arrow, and wandered off.
There's probably a couple. Those that missed it though, it was a really good episode.
Now I want a Big Mac.
Actually, Sailor Poland does bring up a good point. There is the news that EA knuckled under and removed loot boxes from Battlefront 2. I did talk
Oh, that
about that
happened
on the
about
Gonna
time we
Geek
did
show
last
this
week.
week, though. So
I say, yeah, we talked about that last weekend.
I thought they had changed the pricing last week, and I couldn't remember if
Yeah,
they pulled
I
it
think
all
last
out.
Oh,
week
no,
was,
no,
the,
no,
was
they
the
just took
price
it out.
change.
No, they just
Oh.
took it out. We talk about how they changed the how many credits it takes to unlock things.
Right. So
Oh,
let's
okay.
do that quick follow-up since Sailor Poland gave me the softball there to mention it. Yeah, if you heard, EA literally the day the game launched yanked out all of the loot boxes and microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2, saying that they were going to find a better way to do it later down the road. So it is still planned to be coming in there, but I don't know how because it's going to be a PR debacle.
Oh,
So right now you can win loot boxes by playing, you just can't buy them. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Low Life Otaku, I don't know much about that story, so you'll have to tell us about it. There's also a Bungie got caught with XP earning bullshit in Destiny 2. It was something about once you get past level 20, something was screwed up with it. I don't know the full story because I literally just bought
But,
Destiny, but I can't play it, and we'll get into that later.
The headline I saw is they throttled your experience earning.
Did they? That could be. Like I said, I bought it, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet, and that's a story for the end of the show.
There wasn't. So Stephen Boyd, who is a friend of the network, he is a Battlefront 1 player, like pretty hardcore, and he put out his official review of Battlefront 2, and he was not a fan.
Well, I mean, Steve Boyd, I think, has like 1,000 hours into Battlefront 1, and I'm probably not over-exaggerating.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I
like
think I put like 30 hours into it, and I got the Darth Vader PlayStation.
Speaking of Battlefront 1, did you guys watch the Runaways on Hulu? Did you notice what game he was playing?
Yes, some
I
nice
just watched-
cross promotion there.
I just watched the first episode.
I don't have Hulu
Well, he
yet,
was-
but I'll be
That's
watching
where he
it.
was playing it in there. He had a PlayStation too.
The only
Nice.
reason I knew
PlayStation
that
also?
was James Marsters went on Twitter and made that a trivia question he was asking fans. So I found out that way that they were playing Battlefront
Nice.
2.
Oh, I just had my eyes open.
I don't have Hulu yet, so me.
That's it. I've seen all 3 episodes, and I have to say it's weird to see Spike as a dad. Like that's still creepy. Like it bugs me.
Holy shit, that was him.
Yeah.
You just
Wow. There you go.
You didn't realize that was Brainiac and Spike as a dad?
Oh, fuck Brainiac. I'd take him as Spike any day. Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
Wow,
I
Willie's
imagine
a little slow.
he's not bleach blonde in Runaways, nor does he use his fake British accent that he adopted for Buffy. So
No,
that wasn't
kinda look
real?
past it. No,
No.
he's American.
Fuck if I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an American.
But I think so. My quick review of the first episode, because that's all I've watched so far, is that it was a lot of buildup, just a whole lot of buildup for a meh first episode ending, and I was just like, I know, I've read Runaways now, so I'm just like, that was a lot for very little payoff. But from what I understand, it picks back up in episode 2, and I'll be fine with it. Just the first episode is kind of slow moving for me.
Basically, the first 3 episodes are the pilot. Is
Okay.
the way it was chopped up.
Okay.
And once you watch the first 3, it is really good. And I love the actors they got for it. Because I was never even a huge fan of the comic, but it is a really good show. It's really well made, really well acted. And they look like the characters.
They do look like the characters. They did a really good job of casting people that look like the characters.
Yeah, and Old Lace looks really good too. They were smart and kept her off screen as much as possible, so that you're seeing like hints of her instead of spending their entire budget on CGI, like some Inhumans type show where they would fuck everything up.
Are you talking about Inhumans?
Maybe.
I'm so curious to kind of what changes they're going to be doing to the story, because they have to do some.
Yeah,
They can't be saying the M word.
that's true. They can call them miracles instead, like they tried to in Age of Ultron.
Yeah. So, was it last week that I saw? When did we see Thor? Did I see Thor after
You saw
the
it
show
last
last
weekend,
week?
I
Yes.
believe.
No, you didn't.
Okay. So I didn't talk about it on the show.
You did not. Can we actually talk about Thor? Should we?
Oh wait, the
seg
movie
out
I
of the
saw like
news of the
2
week
months ago.
to talk about a movie that's
Shut
2 months
up.
old?
Yeah, now we actually can, and no one cares.
I've seen another major comic book release since Thor.
It's funny you
Yeah,
mentioned
I
that
don't
because
care about that.
my
That's
news
also-
is about that major comic book release.
Well, somewhat major, I guess I should say. Under 100 million, it's somewhat major.
Yeah, but that's all right. So here's Chris defending DC for a second here. Yes, the U.S. box office didn't crack 100 mil. Look at the foreign box office. We can't be so U.S. centric on all this crap anymore. It's making more money overseas than it did here. Its numbers are better overseas than Thor Ragnarok's were in week 1.
I wonder if that's because it has a Polynesian and a black guy in the cast.
I have no idea. I mean, but sometimes DC does deserve to get crapped on, and the movie is flawed, but let's not sit here and be like, it's a failure because it made $3 million less than $100 million in opening weekend. It did not do as it was expected to, but you're not going to say the movie is a financial failure because overseas markets are going to cause it to be profitable.
I still say that Batman versus Superman would have made $3 billion if it was done well. Justice League could have done as
They had
easily
Zack
as
Snyder
much
direct
if it was done well.
We knew when Zack Snyder was going to direct it was going to be overly artistic with no real plot.
Yeah, so see, there's problems.
Well, that was the thing that I talked about when Batman vs Superman came out. It's the same thing that's happening now. Is like, I should be excited to see Batman vs Superman. I should be excited to see Justice League, and guess what? I'm not.
It is the second best of all the new DC movies. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I'm still not going to go see
It's
it.
just below Wonder Woman.
It's a flawed movie, but it's not to say it wasn't fun. I went and I had fun. I mean, I didn't have grand expectations of, here's what DC is going to give me. I went in there and said, well, hopefully it won't suck, and it didn't suck, so I came out of there relatively pleased.
Exactly,
Man, still the best.
And I only went because a friend paid for me to go. So I was like, I'm not paying for it, and I have really low expectations. So it was a good movie.
I mean, Thor Ragnarok was great, though. I still
you mean
maintain that.
Guardians of Asgard starring Thor?
Yeah, basically. I mean, Thor movies are my favorite movies. Shut up, Willie. And
Thor 2. Defend that piece of shit.
And so ends News of the Week. We'll come back to it.
I.
You can't.
The thing
It's
is,
okay. You can't.
No, the thing is that I can't rank it as my worst movie because I think Age of Ultron is worse. Like, Age of Ultron was so forgettable. Like, I saw it and I didn't care. I don't remember what happened in that movie.
But it wasn't a badly done movie.
I enjoyed. See,
Neither
the thing
one
with,
of none
with
of the
Dark
Thors
World,
are badly done movies.
right?
You may not like the plotting or the story, but none of the Marvel films have been poorly done. Not a fucking one of them.
I will give you that the
can't say
scene where
that.
the truck is floating and they move it. That was actually looked cool.
Yeah, and they crashed the spaceship in like the middle of that college. All that CGI in that movie was fantastic. That movie is gorgeous. Whether you like the story or not, it's not a poorly done film. That you can't say.
It wasn't the strongest story, or anything like that. But Age of Ultron
Understatement.
was so fucking forgettable. Like I forgot that Hulk flew away.
That is pretty
Like
bad.
I literally, I
that.
forgot. I didn't remember that at all, and I was just like,
Yeah, Naki, you don't want
Oh.
to watch Justice League then. Because I'm not trying to be a dick about Justice League, but there's parts of it that are forgettable. I walked out of the movie like, wait, how the fuck did that happen again?
Yeah.
So it's just like I was like, oh, I wonder why Hulk isn't in Civil War, and then like somebody had said like, oh, because of Age of Ultron, and I was like, what happened in Age of Ultron? I don't fucking remember. And then they bring it up in this, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm still not gonna watch that again to find that scene. Like whatever, I don't fucking care.
And this
Howard the
has
Duck is
been
better than Thor:
our
The Dark
3-week
World.
delayed review of Thor Ragnarok on the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast.
I still like all the Thor movies the best. Screw you, Willie.
You can't defend
The
Thor
best?
2. It's really
The
not funny.
best.
They're the
best.
the Thor movies are my favorite.
The best.
They're my favorite. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're the best, but they're my favorite
Okay,
ones to watch.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I
was gonna say,
enjoy them. I'll say they're the most uneven trilogy. That's my problem with them.
Yeah, that's very true.
yes.
One's
Um,
okay. 2 is garbage, hot shit. And
1 and
3
2
is
are
pretty
Marvel
good.
Shakespeare, which is exactly what they were meant to be. And so there's nothing wrong
See-
with that. That's just it
The little
it didn't play well with the rest of the Marvel universe. And then the third one is a Guardians film.
the
Well, the thing-
play in Thor Ragnarok of Thor 2 was better than all of Thor 2.
But the thing with Thor Ragnarok is that's the closest that I'm going to ever get, I think, to the storyline where Thor gets locked into a mental hospital because he keeps telling people that he's Thor, and they're like, "Yeah, you are. Good job, buddy." And they put him in a padded cell. Like
Yeah.
that was great. But that's the closest I'm ever going to get to see that on screen, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they
the
reference
best thing
that-
you're looking for.
They referenced that a little bit in the first movie, but yeah, it was kind of the ultimate Thor, where at 1st nobody knew if he was insane or if he actually was a god, because he was all talk, which was a funny version of the character where no one was sure if he wasn't just a dirty hippie and that was crazy.
Wait, did
Well,
you say if he was all cock?
Talk.
Oh, okay.
Just because you hear what you want to hear, Willie.
I don't know what Joss
you wouldn't wanna see it.
Whedon's critique against the film industry was. I didn't see it. I don't particularly care for Whedon. Like as a person, I don't care for him. I like his work,
yeah. I
but
think
as
a lot
person,
of people.
I don't like him that much. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people have stopped listening to him after some stuff's come out.
that happened a while ago. Like that, it wasn't
Yeah.
ever. It was like one of those worst kept secrets where they're like, yeah, we know he's
I don't
kind
know
of
what
terrible.
happened. What are you talking about?
He's a womanizer.
Oh, okay.
Just we know. But it's I like his work. I don't like him.
Yeah, but credit to him, at least it seems like it's all been consensual stuff that everything's come out about versus some of the other things we've heard. So
At the very least.
That's true.
Yeah.
well, at least
might be a-
the
so
bar's
it
low.
Yeah.
He's a womanizer, but he's not a non-consensual
Yeah,
womanizer.
he might be a dirtbag, but he doesn't deserve to die. He didn't
Right.
masturbate in front of people.
Which that one was just weird.
You're talking about everybody's got a fetish.
Yeah, that's true. All right. And should we get back to news of the week?
Now we're
Well,
going
hey, at least
back
I
to our
said
news
I
of the week.
am someone's fetish.
So-
I'm not forcing myself upon anyone.
Thank God.
And we're back into the news of the week now. Everyone who's watching the video just saw that video bumper pop back up.
Except for when earlier when I did expose myself. That
Oh,
don't
God
listen.
damn
That
it.
wasn't my nipples. That was actually the full shaft and
No,
the tube.
stop. I'm gonna vomit. We don't need that. Hey, let's talk about things that made people vomit also. Let's talk about the Justice League movie. How's that for a terrible transition?
So we still talking about.
Oh
the
man,
championship
Rampage
balls.
looks great. Low Life Otaku's asking, fuck that comic nerd shit. Who's mad hype for Rampage? Rampage looks great. Get to see a giant gorilla destroyed Chicago? Fuck yeah.
That's the best see a giant gorilla that's best friends with The Rock. How fucking cool is that?
That is the best news about Justice League is the trailers before it.
When they said The Rock was going to be in Rampage, I'm like, what? Who are the human characters in Rampage? Like, how are they going to make that work? Here comes The Rock. Look at the giant gorilla. He's my best friend. We talk to each other in sign language because we're big bad motherfuckers. I love the fact that they made fucking George the gorilla The Rock's best friend. That's fucking awesome.
So
and then
Negan is looking better and better.
And then fucking Negan going in. Oh, you don't know about the 30-foot wolf?
Was that Negan? I thought that was John Hamm.
No, that was Jeffrey Dean
Negan.
Morgan.
Yeah, it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, that was John Hamm.
Yeah, let me put it this way. Rampage is not a movie that I would pay my own money to see, but Movie Pass means I can see movies I normally would not pay my money for.
I'll give you money for it. I will pay to see it on the big screen.
I'm just like I want all the popcorn while I watch this. Like I don't even like popcorn. But this is definitely a popcorn movie where I'm just like,
I hate popcorn.
I need to watch I just need to watch something stupid to wash my brain of this society that we currently live in.
That will be Rampage.
You need to fully watch Future Man.
No, I got one episode in and I was like, I don't know if I want to invest my time.
That's just dumb fun.
All right, so let's get back to the news here, and I was gonna talk about Justice League real quick because MustacheGate continues, and for those that aren't familiar, MustacheGate is when they went to get
this.
What's that?
I didn't sign off on calling it this.
Well,
no one asked
what
you.
The
Willie.
internet has called it. So for those that aren't familiar with what quote MustacheGate is, and I'm going to say that as much as I can just to annoy Willie, is that MustacheGate is the incident in which Henry Cavill went to go film Mission Impossible, the latest sequel, and when he was there, they decided we're going to do some reshoots for Justice League. Well, he had to grow a giant mustache for Mission Impossible and was unable to shave it off to do Justice League. So more details came out on Reddit of all places from one of the visual effects artists on Justice League about how this actually came about. And they said on Reddit, some interesting new details are that Warner Brothers offered to pay to have facial hair added to the actor's face via CGI when he returned to Mission Impossible 6 if they would let him shave the mustache off to come back and do Justice League. They said no, because there are some crazy stunts they need to do in which a CGI mustache blowing around in the wind probably would not work very well. So,
well, it's not even that he couldn't do it. It's that Universal basically said, hey, Warner Brothers, fuck you. He's under contract. And giant Warner Brothers with all their money couldn't do a fucking thing about it.
Well, let's be honest, though. Paramount's not really tiny in comparison.
Or
come on.
Paramount.
This is Paramount v. Warner Brothers. It's not like we're talking about Independent Studio small. A versus Independent Studio B. This is two big industry titans.
No. They're both big, but yeah, it was just hilarious because Warner Brothers has all the money that the mouse doesn't have. Warner Brothers has, and they couldn't do a damn thing because Paramount told them no.
That's true. And
I just want to know what kind of mustache are we talking about here? We talking about Tom Selleck? We talking about Burt Reynolds? What kind of mustache are we talking about?
I will put a link in the chat room. You guys can go and look and see for yourself.
It's a good sized mustache.
It's fairly
I gotta click a button. God
damn it. You have to click a button. And it gets even more interesting because I guess the visual effects team for Justice League actually sent samples over to Paramount of what they could do with the mustache. And Paramount was still like, yeah, no.
That's a good mustache. That's a good mustache.
It is a good sized mustache.
That's why you probably noticed it in Justice League, and a lot of other people did. They did decent visual effects work on it, but any one of the reshoots you could tell was the reshoots, and you were like, "Oh yeah." His
Didn't even notice
lip looks weird. That's because it's a CGI lip.
Because all of a sudden, like the shadowing on his face would change.
Yeah,
on any
never
close
even
up.
Noticed.
Yeah, it wasn't god awful. Like it wasn't like the plastic Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One that didn't look like a human. It just looked like the shadowing on his face was wrong.
Yeah, you could notice it, so it makes you realize why Warner Brothers and the Justice League team was like, "Hey, we'll do the visual effects for you if you let us shave off the mustache for Justice League." I understand why.
Well, and even visual effects, like all they would have really had to do was just shave the mustache he had, save it, glue it to a piece of fake skin, and then just put that back on when he went to go back to Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Cavill said during the press tour that it's impossible to have a mustache put on via CGI prosthetics because of the kind of stunts that he has to do in Mission Impossible 6. So It's a no-go. There's a reason why it was in his contract. He had to have the mustache, I wager. And
so what you're telling me is the big story is the body hair clause in this contract.
Yeah, you're fucked, Willie.
Pretty
body hair
much.
clauses.
I mean, I got it plenty all around.
Stop.
Okay, Willie,
it's blocked off. It's just this.
I just want to know if like Henry
Willie,
Cavill's character
Willie.
name is going to be the mustache or something. Like, how important is it to the movie?
I hope they do make him have like a nickname of the mustache now, just as kind of a little
Right?
FU out there.
They should.
Willie, if somebody offered you like millions of dollars for a movie role, but the caveat was that you had to completely get waxed head to toe, would you?
Ooh, waxed?
Yes. What is that? What? Yes. Why would
Some
you
people
not?
are like, because some people are like, no, I'm too attached to my body hair.
Hold on
This
a
is what
second.
makes me a man.
Hold on a second. Can I at least trim this down so they're not just waxing all this length off?
Well, you can't wax you can't wax all that length off. You'd have to trim it down and then wax.
Oh yeah, because that would be way too. I don't know. I could for millions of dollars. I'd let them wax that off.
And then you just go through the painful stages of growing it back.
Oh no, the painful stages of getting my jaw reattached because that would be ripping a lot off. These are deep seated. These are.
And so
Oh,
evidently
Jesus.
this is not the only contractually mandated facial hair. Clearance VG Rack in the chat room, it said that Mark Hamill calls his beard the contractually obligated beard. So Mark Hamill's in the same boat.
But at least it looks good.
Makes
on him.
sense.
Yeah, beard's not a bad
Yeah,
look for Mark Hamill.
Yeah, his old man beard is. I mean, it's on par with freaking Alec Guinness. Like, he looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, he's got that old man beard looking good.
I think the difference is he actually likes the role in Star Wars, though.
Well, in all fairness, Alec Guinness didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Alice didn't look like he liked a lot of things in life.
Well, at that point, he was already, what, 70? And some crazy Californian kids got him out in the fucking desert saying this weird shit that no one's ever heard before. And he was a Shakespearean stage actor. Like, it makes sense that he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
He could have turned down the role. He could have.
Inside note out there, Mark Hamill did read tweets from the Very Lonely Luke Twitter account in an interview this week, and it was
Nice.
absolutely hilarious. And before we transition on to the next news story, Willie, you've got an offer in the chat room. Draftsman says, when you finally hit it big, I'll be sure to negotiate Willie's body hair clause. So you've got Draftsman on your side.
Does Draftman have millions of dollars to give me?
Well, he's going to negotiate it for you.
Oh,
He's going to be your agent.
He's your agent when it comes to your body hair, basically.
I'll pull a 40-year-old virgin on screen. I don't mind.
Kelly Clarkson!
Who
Man,
wants
I
to go
haven't watched
next
that
with the
movie in
news?
forever.
I don't even have a
I'll
way to
go.
transition.
I'll go. Mine is fun.
It better be.
Because for those of you who watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the actress who plays Rosa Diaz, Stephanie Beatriz, is campaigning to be America Chavez in Marvel, and I'll put the link in the chat room and it's also in the show notes.
Which character is that?
She is Captain Marvel.
Okay, the new one. I thought so. I wasn't 100% on that.
And she
Captain
looks
Marvel.
not Captain Marvel. She's from Young Avengers. Shit, what's her name? Young
I
America.
get what you mean.
Ongoing behind the America series. Blah, 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 blah. Is it? Is it not?
By the time I stopped reading Young Avengers, she wasn't in it yet, so I've never read the character.
Yeah, I don't know the character myself either.
I thought she was Captain Marvel, but no, I'm wrong. It doesn't actually say the character's name, but America Chavez. Anyways, she looks really good. Because she dressed up as her for Halloween, and then she also put as a side by side, and she would be great. And basically, Stephanie Beatriz has become quickly one of my favorite actresses. She's very funny in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's doing a movie that's coming out soon called Light of the Moon, which is for sexual assault survivors.
I thought it was a sequel to Dark of the Moon. Oh, thank God.
But if you see the side by side, she looks really good, and I'm just ignoring Willie at this point. So,
Yeah,
you acknowledged it.
She looks like a couple of the artists might actually be using her as one of the references in some of these photos.
So actually, I'm gonna Google America Chavez.
She's Miss America. That's the
Miss
superhero.
America.
name.
That's what she is.
That's what she is. Yeah, because
I
I
was
was like, we have our Captain Marvel, because that was the one other bit of news that did come out this week, because we have Jude Law is going to be Captain Marvel, with Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel, and then we have the Kamala Khan is Miss Marvel now. So we have our Marvels.
So now we pretty much have 2 sets of Sherlocks, and
Now-
their Watsons
That's
on the
right.
show, on the MCU.
Now all we need is someone needs to hire Steve Harvey to fuck that up too.
He is good at that.
Actually, no one fucking hires Steve Harvey. He's a horrible person. Fuck that asshole. He deserves to die.
Whoa!
Wow.
Please
anger.
note, Willie only speaks for himself, not for
You
the All
goddamn
Things
right,
Good
I
and
speak
Nerdy
for myself.
podcast, nor for the Gonna Geek Network. Wow.
One, I did not say I was gonna do it. I said he deserves it.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want that shit under my name.
So
Right?
you're
No,
saying
that-
he's on the list. You're saying he's on the list.
Stop. Don't
I mean,
go
2
down this
billion. Of
path.
course, he's gonna be on the list there.
Oh,
It's a big
God.
list.
It's a gigantic
Jesus.
list. I'm starting a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet.
Chris, what is happening?
I have no idea what just happened. Let's go talk about Ms. America some more, please. Please.
So, anyways, Rosa Diaz. If you don't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you totally should. Rosa Diaz is a great character. Actually, all the characters on there are great. Like Andy Samberg's my least favorite of the characters, but yeah, totally. Check that out. Go watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then support Stephanie Beatriz to be America Chavez.
Yeah. I don't know how to transition out of this. It got all awkward.
Sorry.
The fuck happened?
Willie and his damn list. I don't know what happened.
I feel so squeaky right now. Just like I need to eat another pancake and sausage and go to sleep.
You cannot disparage Pimp Daddy Steve and sleep sound in this town. Draftsman's coming after you, Willie.
Steve Harvey is huge in Chicago. Like he has like 3 morning shows.
Isn't he from the Chicago area originally or something like
I
that?
think so. Something like that. He's huge in Chicago.
Oh wait, let me. Oh nope. All my fucks are not here.
I say my favorite thing of him is Keenan playing him on SNL for Family Feud. That's my favorite Steve Harvey.
I mean, he already thinks I'm an idiot, so I don't care what he has to think.
Anthony, what's your news of the week?
My news of the week is Inhumans is gone. Yay!
Thank God.
So what that means is that if you go over to Marvel.com right now on their news, they have the first 17 minutes of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 premiere on the website, as well as a catch-up video. So coming back on December 1st on its noon night. I think it's the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, but noon night. It's going to be on Fridays at 9. So it's going to be on 8 December 1st because it's a 2-hour premiere. So we get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back. And if anybody's not caught up, you suck because you should be watching it. The show is awesome. And they're now in a space prison. That's all we know from the finale last year. We don't know who has them. We don't know where they are. We just know they're in space prison. So I'm excited.
That show made no sense if you try and like connect it to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It just made no fucking sense.
No, it is definitely easily the worst thing Marvel's done so far is Inhumans. Inhumans shot to the bottom of the list like a bullet. It was bad.
Wasn't it not Kevin Feige Marvel though?
Someone saw what I put up there.
Oh, and it was originally, it wasn't his decision to make the show, but it still falls under him as the boss when it came out. So,
I mean, it wasn't his. Well, not technically. He doesn't run the TV shows.
All I know is that Scott Buck should not be allowed to do anything anymore because he was the showrunner for the first season of Iron Fist, and then they put him on fucking Inhumans, and the 2 worst things Marvel's done since Blade both have the name Scott Buck on them. So, I think he needs to go away.
Are you trying to say Blade was terrible?
No, but everything since Blade, Scott Buck did the 2 worst things since Blade.
Oh, okay. Since the very beginning, I got what you're saying now.
Yes, since the beginning of the new Marvel Cinematic Connected Universe.
I still haven't seen Blade.
And I still wait.
The Blade
any
films?
of them?
I've never seen any of the Blade movies.
Not even the one with Ryan Reynolds in it?
Nope.
And
Yeah,
Triple
'cause-
H.
Nope.
That's where you get to see the first time he actually plays Deadpool.
I've never
Because
seen any of them.
he played Hannibal King as if he was Deadpool. He has some of the best lines ever captured on film that I can't believe they allowed him to say in a movie.
Yeah, no, still have not
You
seen
could
it.
say. So I still don't understand. So what the Inhuman show was trying to tell me is that they're called Inhumans on the planet, and then when that whole Terrigenesis thing happened on Earth, we just so happened to also come up with the name Inhumans as well. Coinkadink.
Look, it's best to pretend like the Inhumans TV show just doesn't exist. You don't have to watch it. I didn't watch it. I don't feel like I've lost anything in my life by not watching that trashy looking TV show.
Still
And
haven't
I
watched
can
Iron
I can explain it to you later, Willie.
But I mean, by not watching, you're also missing out on a third-rate Thor.
Why would I do that? Chris Hemsworth is my favorite Chris, and he's a great Thor. So
Well, now I'm
just
offended.
watch Thor. Well, I mean, Chris is of that I will never meet in real life. Well, no, I did meet Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans. Shit.
Oh, I
Now-
get it.
Now I'm offended.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a horrible person.
Chris is that I'm not friends with.
There you go.
Boo! You can't save this. It's already
Well,
She
done.
just saved.
I
I'm no
guess-
longer offended.
She doesn't mean it. She meant
Yay.
what she first said. You know that.
No, because my brother's name is Chris. He'd probably be really upset.
And Chris Hemsworth's probably still your favorite Chris.
He's really hot. He's got a. He's
He's
a really
not
good
denying it.
dad.
She's not denying it. Oh wait! Oh! Are you talking about your brother? Oh!
No! Ew! Ew.
Damn it, Willie.
Ugh. I just threw up in my.
Third breakfast.
That was her vomiting in reference to having to watch the Inhumans, actually. It had nothing to do with the fact that Willie made a joke about her brother.
I could probably go a little for both.
You okay there, Naki?
I think
Well,
Keith might be hungry. You want to mama bird that a little bit?
No!
Oh, yuck. Inhumans
I
is
am very
gone.
Sorry, please forgive
Shield
me,
is-
Naki.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back. That's all the good news. Let's stop letting Willie talk.
That's probably a good idea. I'm waiting.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has progressively gotten better and better every single season. By the time they were doing like the alternate world with Hydra and dealing with the Jamie Reyes version of Ghost Rider, like that show got really, really good and really interesting, and a lot of the storylines paid off very well. Like they did some really good stuff at that show.
Yeah, I caught up through all of last season on Netflix just recently. I finished it
finally?
up and I sat there and went, man, this is something I should have been watching as it aired live because it was really good. And then there's other shit
Yeah.
I was watching I should not have been watching.
Like Arrow.
Well, when you podcast about it, you have to watch it. I have my own issues with the direction Arrow is taking this season, and you can find out about that by listening to the Starling Tribune. Plug.
I will say the best moment of Agents of Shield. It was also kind of like the worst planning they had to do, but it all added up when they had to when it finally matched in with the Winter Soldier in the first season. They had to get through so much filler just to match up time wise for that movie to come out. But when it hit, I was like, oh, this is actually really good.
Yeah, it was good. There's no other way of looking at it.
You know. Yeah, that show had uneven footing at first because it didn't seem like they knew what they wanted it to be, but yeah, it got really good.
And 2 words: Bill Paxton.
Yeah, you had Paxton. You had freaking Lady Sif showed up twice.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, she's the only one that's still alive of the Warriors 3.
Yeah,
she is. Clarence VG Rex says, "Don't watch Arrow, just podcast about it."
You know,
Just-
funny he should mention that. There's
There's
4
no
or 5
difference.
episodes of
like Chris has done it before.
yeah. When I was doing the Walking Dead podcast, I was burning out on it. So there's 4 or 5 episodes of WTWD Radio Free Woodbury that we did where I did not even watch the episode. I just kind of read a recap an hour before we podcasted. And you know what? There's like 3 of those that nobody knew I did that until after the fact when I told them, like, oh, really? And I felt kind of good about my bullshitting capabilities then.
Chris is a professional.
No, Chris is not a professional. If I was,
He
I
at
would
least
have watched the
read
episode.
synopsis.
I say Chris is a fake nerd. We could get him a big hat that says fake nerd
Fake
on it.
nerd, because I
Oh, no, it's
stopped
not
watching
nerd.
The Walking Dead, just like almost all the other people that watch that damn show. Look at the ratings for it right now. You can only
Yeah,
tease Negan being a badass for so long before people are like, man, fuck you, this is boring now, and turn it off.
All those other people aren't going on a podcast and acting like they watched the newest episode.
Yeah, this was also like 3 years ago.
So then how you blame Negan?
I'm just saying, there's a bunch of other
Negan
people
wasn't
that
there
fell off
yet.
too.
I was gonna say, are the ratings are dropping for Walking Dead?
The
aren't
ratings
they?
are dropping for Walking Dead. They've had some of their lowest ratings this season because the showrunners treat us like we're morons, is basically what everyone keeps saying.
Well, and it could only
Well,
go down. It was the highest rated show in cable history. It only had one direction to
Yeah,
go.
but you shouldn't drop that much.
The band?
I was thinking more along the line of that you can only keep zombies and zombie apocalypse and everybody being an asshole interesting for about X amount of time before everybody's like, and I'm bored.
Well,
That was one season for me.
So I think
That's,
what happened.
that's why
on-
people fell off the comic too.
What happened on that show, at least for me, is there's been multiple showrunners that took over and changed, and the current showrunners on there, they treat it more like, we're so smart, look what we're going to do. Glenn's dead, we think he's dead. No, he hid under a dumpster, we made you think he was dead for 6 episodes. But
Yeah.
look, we're so smart, we had you going. And everyone's like, no you didn't, we said he's probably alive. There's no payoff to any of this stuff. It's meandering now, it seems like. And it's more of, let's do this false presentation of someone's dead for them not really to die, to then kill them differently 2 episodes after that. It's not fun anymore.
I think I stopped after season 3 when they killed what's her name. See, that's how much I remember.
Yeah,
this show.
I mean, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with jumping off of a property that you loved at one point in time. It's just, don't hate watch, because then you just get annoyed at yourself for hate watching. And that's what I found myself doing with The Walking Dead. I was like, well, maybe this time they'll turn it around and I'll actually start to like it again. Or maybe this time they'll get it right and I won't walk away so disappointed. And then at the end of last season, I said, you know what? I've got 3 episodes still in the DVR. I don't want to watch them. I go pull it up on the DVR and go, I don't want to do this. I said, I think it's a sign I'm done. And I just stepped away, and I keep an eye on what's going on, just hearing what's happening story-wise to see if it's something I want to jump back into, but I'd rather read the comic.
that's how it was for me and Doctor Who.
Well, and
I
just like
quit
the
Doctor
comic,
Who.
Walking Dead had huge drop-offs in the comic when certain things and certain deaths happened. Very specifically, there were 2 child deaths in the prison in the comic book that a lot of parents stopped reading the book after that because they just couldn't deal with it. And then also when you had the baseball bat deaths, a lot of people dropped the comic because it was too violent. And so the show's feeling the exact same thing.
Well, the show needs to figure out the path they're going also. I mean, you go and look at what they're trying to do this season, which is all-out war. But again, they're doing what became a problem for me in that show of, let's do something with Rick, then let's go 4 episodes before Rick's even back on screen again, because we're going to go on these random stories about side characters you might not care about as much. Instead of trying to have plot threads going on at the same time and, splitting something instead of giving a solo episode to this, why don't we cut it across 4 episodes and show it off? And that's one of the biggest issues I had with The Walking Dead when I was quitting, is it was, okay, now I'm going off on this one-off episode on a character I don't care much about, but you gave me this cliffhanger about Rick and Carl 2 weeks ago that still hasn't paid off, and I have to wait until the mid-season finale for it to sort of come together and pay off. They're designing it more like a show to binge watch than to watch from week to week, it seems like.
I feel like a lot of shows are taking that, though. A lot of shows are going that route.
Well, that's fine if your show premieres on Netflix and it all comes out at once. It's not a good idea if it's a week-to-week show that has advertisers.
Well, I mean, I guess part of what you need to look at is what's the payoff for them on DVD sales after the fact when they go, isn't Walking Dead going to Hulu now? So there'll be commercials and stuff on there. Is maybe they're gearing more towards catching the binge watchers later and not caring as much up front. I think that's probably not the case, but I'm just throwing the theory out there.
And that happens with the comics too. They call it writing for the trades. Comic book writers that don't write to write specific single issues, even though they're coming out monthly, they write a story as if you're going to read it in the trade paperback. And some people fucking hate that.
That's the trend in like 90% of books right now, is to write for the trades,
Right.
I think.
Question because you guys read the Walking Dead comic, does it feel like that it could ever come to an end, or is it
Kirkman
just
said it will? It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, he's gone back and forth because at first he said he never wanted it to end. He said the one thing he hated about zombie films was that they ended and he wanted to know what happened next. And so in all of his original interviews, he said he wants to write this book until he dies. And then when someone asked him again, like, 10 years later, if he had an ending for it, he said he has an ending. He knows where the story ends. He doesn't know how long it'll take to get there. But he's pretty sure he could write the book for 20 or 30 years if he wants to, or he could get to that end sequence faster if need be. So it basically ends up becoming how much Kirkman's enjoying writing the book. And with Invincible ending, he's taking on another post-apocalyptic storyline for Image that comes out next year in like May. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the city of Detroit is the detonation point for an apocalypse. And there's some character that goes in there and saves people. It looks like a really cool, what they released about it looks really cool, but it's going to be Kirkman writing 2 post-apocalyptic books and Outcast at Image every month. So, I mean, at some point he is going to get burned out writing the apocalypse. It's just a question of when.
Yeah, I guess that's my question, is that, like, how long can you write for something, have people still interested in it, and not burn out on it? Because, I mean, honestly, like, you have to get tired of writing these characters. And yeah, you have the option that you can kill them and make new characters, but you still got to be tired of, like, having to maneuver zombies into it and have to maneuver this world building into it. Because you always have to continually world build while you do it. And
it's not a zombie book, but how long's Eric Larson been doing the Savage Dragon comic for? I mean,
over 260 issues all by himself.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he's changed the world up, like Anthony said before. But
that book now stars his son, which I think The Walking Dead ends when Rick dies and Carl takes over. I think that's Kirkman's goal. We're going to see a kid who was basically raised in the apocalypse, who remembers the old world, but he has a dad who gets put through the most torturous hell you can imagine for 30, 40 years, and then eventually passes the reins of leadership onto his son. I think that's where The Walking Dead ends.
Or aliens, like Dressman's were suggesting in the chat room.
The alien invasion already happened. I have the issue. Where have y'all been? Ryan Otley drew it, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one of the takeaways is don't feel bad if you decide to quit a fandom or something that you've loved like that. It's not everything's going to appeal to you forever. I mean, and for me, that's The Walking Dead is one of those instances. There's been other shows that I did not watch as devoutly. Like, I remember I used to watch Once Upon a Time, and eventually I was like, oh, fuck this, I'm done. I'm done.
It's just
I
the
quit.
two women fighting the entire time.
I refused to watch that show originally because all they did was steal it from Fables and not pay the writer of Fables. Fuck ABC.
I mean, and I've never been quiet. Well, over the past year, like, that has been my rule, is that I'm not hate watching things anymore. So no, I haven't seen any of the DC movies because I don't have the time to hate watch shit. I don't have the time to sit down and watch Doctor Who when I find Peter Capaldi to be an asshole. I don't want to watch Arrow anymore because I think it's stupid. Flash just kind of fell off when I stopped watching Arrow. So did Supergirl, where I was just like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm just not going to hate watch
watching any of those ones right now. The best show they have
I
going.
watch all of those because I find something I enjoy in all of them. I watch Inhumans because I love the guy that played Karnak. Ken Lung as Karnak. He was fantastic. He was literally enough to get me through that show.
The best
I wasn't too excited about anything else, but he was great.
And to be fair, Naki, you don't have time enough to watch anything. How long did it take you to watch Thor Ragnarok?
That's also, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
And that's got Doug in it. Doug will be there.
What?
I love
I
love that character so much. I love him.
Korg. The fact that Korg was played by a Kiwi is just amazing.
I don't know if you're talking about the little guy or the Korg. I wasn't sure.
Oh, look, he's alive.
Doug was the guy that left, and then Meek is his buddy. Meek was the alien that was in the studio. Oh, it's Meek. He's dead. Oh, I stepped on him. Oh, no. Meek's alive. Look at that.
Where are you from, Meek? I love
Let's get a Korg movie.
Oh, yeah. Taika Waititi, no matter what he does from now on, I will watch it because, goddamn, that dude is a talented film director.
What we do in New Asgard. There we go.
There you go.
There we go
with that.
Yeah.
So to put a pin in it, Thor Ragnarok, awesome. Secondly, don't feel bad about quitting a fandom if it no longer appeals to you, because there's nothing wrong with that. Just
I've never understood hate watching stuff. I've never understood that.
I did it. I did it for Doctor Who, and I did it especially.
I totally did it with the Cape just because I also wanted to be right that it might pay off, and it never did.
I love the Cape.
Oh, the
I
Cape is
it was
garbage.
so much
What's wrong
fun.
with you people?
The Cape
was
is
so much
total,
fun.
utter, complete garbage. And I've said it many times on this show, and I will say it again. Read my lips. The Cape is utter garbage.
I couldn't even get through one episode. I was like,
I
no,
fell asleep
no.
in the first episode. It was so bad.
The best
but
thing.
you know,
Wait.
It has
The best.
Summer Glau, the show killer, on it. How can you not love it?
The best thing about the Cape is the jokes it spawned in Community. That's the best thing about the Cape is that it spawned a joke in Community.
I still haven't watched Community.
Oh,
I mean, if we're talking about underrated shows, let's talk about No Ordinary Family. Let's go back to that.
Oh, you mean ABC's original TV version of the Fantastic Four?
You goddamn right. It was good.
I love that show too.
Oh,
I watched the whole season.
Speaking of the Fantastic Four, Incredibles 2 trailer came out a couple weeks ago.
Naki on top of the pulse.
I really think Disney should sue themselves because now they own Pixar, right? So they're doing a Marvel film and just calling it something else.
so it's Big Hero 6?
I love Big Hero 6.
Well, no, because
No.
Big Hero 6 was a Marvel comic.
Yeah.
And then they
That
did
then
a
they did
Disney
as a
movie of
Pixar
it.
film.
Yeah, but they didn't do a Big Hero 6 movie and call it Japanese 12, which is all fucking The Incredibles is. The Incredibles is the Fantastic Four with the powers swapped. That's all it fucking is. The best Fantastic Four movie ever made is Incredibles.
The
we were-
Incredibles is Japanese 12?
Willie, you're confused. Try to
Anyways,
keep up.
we were asked, have you ever walked out of a theater because the movie was so bad?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
No.
I've only walked out of the theater once, and it was actually because it was motion sickness, because it was a shaky cam movie, but it was never because it was so bad.
What movie?
Yeah, what movie was it?
That quarantine movie.
Okay.
Oh. I walked out of Rent.
Oh, musical?
I've
never walked out.
I walked out of the Final Fantasy movie, and I walked out of Scary Movie 3.
Why would
If
you
you
even
paid
pay
to
money
go
for
into a
Scary Movie 3?
Yeah, for Scary Movie 3, that's your own
It
fault.
was the dollar theater, guys. It was the
Well,
dollar
you walked
theater.
out of the dollar theater.
It was that bad.
This
I
ain't
walked
worth
out of the
$1.
dollar theater.
Fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
I spent
I've never
more,
walked out of a movie.
I spent more in gas driving to the dollar theater than I did on the ticket. And 15 minutes in, I went, "Oh, this is terrible," and walked
I
out.
don't know. We're talking about how long ago was this? Because I don't know.
2003.
Gas prices back then were not that bad.
As long as I remember, as far as I can remember back, I've never walked out of a film. If I paid to be in the theater, I will sit and watch a movie to the end.
Nope.
I mean, to
if
be
it's
fair-
shaky cam, I can't.
To be fair, I
sometimes
couldn't
they're surprising.
follow the story of Rent. Like I was like, I can't do. I was there with friends. I was like, I'm gonna go outside and look at the, the posters for the new movies that are probably gonna be better.
Wow.
And then I walked back in. I was like, why'd I do this? I'm gonna walk back out again, guys. Did it like 3 or 4 times.
Rent the movie is not nearly as good as Rent the play, but I mean, Rent has still got overhyped for me at this point. So I've seen both.
I couldn't follow the story through the songs, and there was just like, I'm good.
Well, in the movie, you get Ed Green, right? Flash Dad.
Ed Green? Oh.
And
you also get yeah, that
Martin?
is him.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the
would
actual Flash.
I hate musicals. I would probably watch that movie just because he's in it, because I love that guy. He's so goddamn talented. Jesse Martin, right? Isn't that his real name?
Yeah, Jesse Martin.
Yeah.
Just Jesse Martin's in it. I was like, Ed Green? Who's it?
I just think of him as Ed Green. Law and Order. He was Ed Green for like 45 years.
Never.
Law and
Hey,
Order has
guess
been
who
on
never
since like
watched Law and Order?
1904.
Never
never watched
Law and Order.
You never had a day off from work, sick, and had TNT or
He's
TBS?
Joe West, guys. He's Joe West.
Oh, he's Joe West now, but he was Ed Green for like 45 years.
It's surprising going to some private film screeners and seeing people walk out once the credit hits, seeing people who are in the film industry walk out during the credits. So I know who this is, who's asking this, and he's in the film industry, so it's sad for him, and I understand. And
Yeah, it is kind of sad to see people in the film industry walk out during
I
the
know-
credits.
So, his screen name or handle is Pilskid Snake. I call him Drew.
Yeah.
I call him Druatello. So
That
Oh,
how do you get
fine.
Druatello out of Pliskinake?
because I know him in real life.
as a film goer who's not in the industry, I'll be honest, I only stay through the credits, but I know there's something after the credits in most cases. So
Yeah, they're called Marvel films.
I seriously don't know what this real life you're speaking of is, because this is all CGI. I have a voice actor.
We've already found no one can do hair like that in CGI, Willie, so we know you're not CGI.
Ew.
Willie's actually the stand-in for the albino ape in Rampage.
So, what are you guys into? I'm into things. Are you guys into things?
We got to first talk about what the Gonna Geek Network is into, because remember,
Dang
the
it.
All Things Good and Nerdy podcast is in fact part of a network of shows. There's 20 plus shows on the network, and each week there's always something new coming out. And we've got things that could be specific about, let's talk about the TV show Arrow or Flash, and sometimes just about general geek or nerd culture in general. And each week we try to give you guys a taste of another show so that maybe you should go check that out. And here's when I ask Willie, what are we talking about this week, sir?
This week we're talking about Digital Suit Podcast, episode 49, Backflipping Ninja Robot Soldiers. I didn't pre-read this, so we must be talking about RoboCop 3.
Exactly.
I did not say it, Chris. You get back in your corner. It's a holiday-sized helping of Digital Soup this week, as the guys cover everything from the OnePlus 5T phone, the largest digital camera in the world, and backflipping robots, all before getting into a great discussion about smartwatches for kids, and the pros and cons of owning versus subscribing your software. Of course, no soup is complete without a dash of movie and gaming talk. A little Justice League and Animal Crossing fit the bill this week, and a mesmerizing weekly garnish will, as always, leave your geek hunger satisfied. Back to you, Chris.
Why, thank you, Willie. So feel free to check out the Digital Soup podcast and all of the other shows that are on the Gonna Geek Network. Just head on over to GonnaGeek.com and click the network button, and that will take you directly to all of the shows in the network. And we are always looking for other shows, so if you have a geeky or a nerdy podcast, feel free to submit for inclusion to the Gonna Geek Network. But all that being said, it is time for us to start wrapping up the show. If you're a new listener to the show or a new viewer, we wrap up a little bit called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, so that maybe, just maybe, we can entice you into checking them out as well. So Willie, let's start with you. What have you been getting into, sir?
Watching all of Future Man, what's all available at the Runaways. I bought some movies. I need to watch them. I got just because I never had them. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I got what else? Ooh, Watchmen, Atomic Blonde, and Baby Driver. I need to watch those.
Ooh, Baby Driver's fun.
I need to watch it. I have it. I started buying four Clay movies. Just for when, because the next generation of consoles, they're going to be 4K ready.
Or, you could just have an Xbox One S or X that plays 4K movies.
Yeah, but I'm not trash, so.
He's trash for having the newest fucking most expensive system? How does that make him trash?
No, because the Microsoft Xbox, fucking stupid ass name, Xbox X. What the fuck is that bullshit? It's almost as dumb as
One X. Get it right.
It's almost as dumb as Xbox One.
Xbox. It sounds like someone really wanted our name to spell Shield. That's literally what the Xbox One X is. They wanted it to spell Xbox.
Where's the one come into play? Oh, the O for one. I'm thinking
the number one is spelled O-N-E, Willie. Welcome back to elementary school.
I'm thinking of the goddamn
I'm
digit.
thinking of a digit too. There's your fucking digit. You non-spelling hippie motherfucker.
My non-smelling?
Spelling.
Oh, fuck
you can't
yeah.
hear, you can't spell, you can't use numbers. God damn it, Willie.
I got a phone that autocorrects me. Why do I have to learn how to spell?
Even autocorrect doesn't work.
Autocorrect doesn't work if it's another word.
All words are made up. Fuck you. But other than that, still not paying anything extra because you can't anyways for Battlefront 2. And yeah, it's still a fun game. I mean, I probably shouldn't have pre-ordered it though. I don't know what I was thinking.
Didn't you mistakenly pre-order that one?
Weren't you drunk?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
you could have returned it and not played it.
Once again, digital.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, digital's the way to go, or when your console gets stolen. When you get another one.
I too think digital is the way to go. Because you know why that is? Because the Blu-ray drive failed on my Xbox One this weekend. So I can't play any of my games that require a disc. That is correct.
On your brand new system.
That is correct. I told you.
Broke.
I told you I was going to get into this so that Willie could take
how
his
much
shot.
on it?
Whoa!
$500.
And it's how old?
3 weeks.
Oh my god!
And yet I was getting shit on for calling you hot trash.
That's why I was laughing, because I knew this conversation was going to come up. So, yes.
Oh yeah, as quickly. Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah. So
Get out of
yes,
your corner, Chris.
my Xbox Blu-ray drive has failed and will only occasionally spin up and read discs. Ironically, it will read all of my old DVDs, so I can still play all my Xbox 360 games that are backwards compatible. So I've been playing a lot of Mass Effect 3. So for instance, I'd gotten Assassin's Creed Origins and it didn't recognize the disc. So I thought it was a dirty disc, cleaned the disc. It read it eventually. Basically what it comes down to is I should have realized when I first got the system, I had a disc read error and I didn't think much about it. I was like, whatever, this shit happens. Yeah, eventually it got worse and they are replacing it under warranty. So I'll be getting a new Xbox One X and it will also still be a Project Scorpio edition. But in the short term, until that arrives, I've got to just hope that my Blu-ray drive spins up right when I want to play certain games, or have digital copies on the hard drive.
What the
Clarence
fuck's a
BG
Project
is
Scorpio
asking,
edition?
what is the fail rate? Because his dad just got an Xbox.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I checked the Reddit and all that. I didn't see anyone else talking about an issue with their Blu-ray drive. So really, this is probably just one of those fluke things, because if there's a problem, they're always bitching about it on Reddit or on Twitter. And from what I could tell, walking through things with the support agent, from what she said was, this is really weird. I haven't run into one of these instances before. So I probably just got a bad drive, and shit happens like that from time to time. It's one of the consequences of doing things. That's why there's the warranty on it. But it is kind of entertaining because I knew Willie was going to give me a pile of shit once he heard about this.
I was going to give it to you anyway, regardless of this breaking on you.
Yes. So right now it is getting replaced right now. I think I paid for the quick replacement because there were two options. Option 2 was I mail my Xbox into them. They try and fix it. If they can't, they replace it. But that could take 14 to 21 days. And I went, ugh, the hell with that. So I took their advanced replacement, which is they put a $500 hold on my credit card. They're going to send me a brand new Xbox, and then I'm going to send them my busted one, and they'll clear the $500 hold off my credit card. And that cost me $15 to do that service, which annoyed me.
That's not bad. Do they transfer everything onto the new Xbox for you, or do you have to do that yourself?
So here's where things get interesting is with the Xbox games on mine, I have 6 terabytes of external storage hanging on there on external hard drives. So I install all my games to hard drives. So I'll literally just plug the hard drives in. And all of these save games that you have with Microsoft are all backed up to the Microsoft cloud. So,
so that's all on your profile, right?
Yeah. So literally the next time I log in, it'll just sync with the cloud and pull my save games down. So it does it every time with, say, like I was playing Madden. I wanted to pull down my franchise. I had to pull the save files down from the cloud when I started up. So that should have me covered in that regard. That's one of the nice things I like on this generation of consoles, at least for Microsoft, is save games. Who cares? They're all backed up for me. I don't have to worry about it. And if a game goes away, well, it's okay. I can just put it back on an external hard drive. I have nothing on the 1 terabyte internal hard drive. I think it said between all of the free games they've given me, all the games I've bought, and all the Xbox 360 games I carried over, I have like 130 games on my hard drives, and I'm only using 33% of my storage.
Nice.
Yeah. But that being said, one thing I have noticed, and I'm sure many other Xbox One X owners have noticed, is that if you're on a bandwidth cap, you probably hit your cap this month because Microsoft pushed out 4K updates for all of their Xbox One enhanced games, and if you had auto update turned on, it downloaded them in the background. So like Quantum Break gave me like a 40 gig update, Halo gave me like a 12 gig update. There's a lot of things that had big updates in the background, and I know that I'm glad they're not enforcing my bandwidth cap because I'm sure I have exceeded that, and I'll look it up while everyone else is talking about what they've been getting into. But yeah, pretty sure that's the case. So got my Xbox replaced, so I haven't had a chance to play Destiny 2 yet that I bought on a Black Friday sale because I can't get the disc to read to install it on my hard drive. So I am now currently playing Mass Effect 3 for probably the 25th time or something like that because I love that game and it actually spins up on my hard drive on my Xbox.
I mean, as long as it works, right? So that's what matters.
I can play DVD-based games, just not Blu-ray-based games. And Clarence VG Rack is right in the chat room. I probably could have fought that $15 charge, but I'd been in the chat room with support for 2 hours at that point, even though we all knew what the issue was. We had to get all the boxes checked, and I just wanted to be done with it. So $15 was worth it at that point in time for me to have a console that would keep playing games because December's coming up. You guys who have listened to the show for a while know that in December, Chris burns all his leave at work. He hasn't burned for the entire year. So this year I'm on vacation from like December 14th to January 2nd, and I didn't want to be without an Xbox during that time. That's really what it came down to.
Plus, yeah, Christmas shipping delays are about to start. So if you were going to ship it out and ship it back, it would probably take even longer than the 14 days we're talking about.
So like I said, I will probably have an Xbox show up at my house on Tuesday or Wednesday. Once I bring that box inside and pack up the old one, they'll take the $500 hold off my credit card, and I'll have another Project Scorpio Xbox One X that hopefully works. Otherwise, we'll be doing the exact same thing. Clarence VG Rex says, well, you're not an angry Polish man like my dad. Yes, I did not get angry to make it happen because kudos to Microsoft's support team on this one. Anytime I've had an issue and gone through their chat service to get help, they've always been really good about getting the issue solved, answering any questions I have along the way. So I have not had a single problem with their support team on chat or on Twitter. And that's good because I know I've had hellacious times with like Comcast and stuff in the past. So as much as it sucks that my Xbox has to get replaced, Microsoft made it relatively painless, the process of getting that taken care of. So they did their job in that regard. So thanks, Microsoft. And while my Xbox Drive failed, I'm not going to be like Willie and be like, fuck the Xbox One X. That name doesn't make any sense. And now your Blu-ray drives don't work. Because you know what, Willie?
Neither one of those is wrong.
Willie, my console my console could actually play 4K Blu-rays, whereas yours never could.
I mean, I don't have 4K TV, so that's not really a problem for me right as of this second.
That's a fair point. Though I will say I found all of this out last night when I tried to watch a movie, and I will admit to the fact that yes, I own San Andreas, the Rock disaster porn movie on 4K Blu-ray, and I tried to watch it last night and the disc failed. And I was like, I wonder if this is someone above trying to tell me something. I went, nah, it's got The Rock. They want me to
probably.
Watch
this. So as you can see, this man loves trash.
Oh, come on.
Give me shit about owning the cave, and he's watching San Andreas.
Willie, I paid $5 on sale on Amazon for the 4K Blu-ray of San Andreas.
Of what?
I don't feel like
San Andreas, exactly.
Yeah.
You lost out on $20 there.
Willie, it's got The Rock in it, and it's got Alexandra Daddario in it. I win by watching this movie. That's all there is to it.
And Carla Gugino. Yeah. Like there's two gorgeous women in that movie.
I win.
Do you win?
Yes.
That's subjective.
It's worth $5 just to see what's her name, the Alexandra chick's eyes in 4K probably. That chick's got killer eyes.
She does have like her eyes pop, for lack of a better term.
I can hear Naki Silence is agreeing with me.
I'm just letting y'all go. Y'all
I don't believe that at all.
Well, she didn't deny it, so I win.
Yeah, we'll go with it. So, Anthony, what have you been getting into? I've rambled long enough.
Losing at fantasy sports, fantasy movie league, fantasy comic league, invincible based fantasy football league. Yeah, I suck at all of them, but I'm having fun with them, so that's all that matters, right? I did, however, I went from like almost the worst in our fantasy movie league, and with 2 good second weeks in a row, I jumped up to 4th. So at least I'm not ending the season as the worst player. I snuck in 2 good ones at the end. And then, trying to get through the holidays. Yeehaw. I'm so fucking tired. Working the day before and the day after Thanksgiving. Every year during the holidays, I work because I don't have kids. I don't have any reason to basically not be there. And if I take vacation time, it's because I want to. So I usually save my vacation time for going to movies and stuff. So I took a day off for Thor. I took a half day off for Justice League. I'm taking a full day off for Star Wars, but I'll work all the days around the holidays. So my co-workers, who basically all have kids, have a better opportunity to take time off. But yeah, I'm just tired. It was a long fucking week. But yeah, I got some more covers done, more covers mailed out. I believe I mailed out what is probably my favorite piece of Star Wars art I've ever drawn. So I'm a little angry. I kind of wanted to keep it, I did a new Ahsoka Tano cover that I really, really liked. I like how it turned out. I did 2 Ahsoka Tano covers. I liked both of them, but the one I think is probably it might be the best thing I've ever drawn. So I got a nice high res scan of it, but I'm kind of sad I had to send it away. I almost wanted to keep it, but I don't have time to draw another one for that person. So I'm trying to get those fuckers done. Goddamn, these sketch covers take so much longer than I thought they were going to.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then I've been watching Netflix while I donate plasma because the plasma place is awesome and they have Wi-Fi. So I'm almost halfway through the 2nd season of Supernatural, and I watched the 1st season and a half of Legend, the show where Sean Bean plays different undercover characters. And because it's coming off Netflix, I think on the 30th, so I wanted to finish that one before it goes away. That's a pretty cool show. The 2nd season's weird because it starts doing like Arrow was doing the 2 timelines. This show started doing 3. They were going through, like, you have events happening in 1991, events happening in 2001, and events happening in 2017, all involving the same characters. And it started to get damn confusing last night while I was watching it. So that show gets a little weird, but it's awesome.
It wasn't the loss of plasma.
It might have been that too. But yeah, it's cool seeing Sean Bean in a show where even when it looks like he's dead, he's not dead. So it's the one thing they haven't killed him on yet. So it's
so far.
Except they canceled the show, I guess. So I guess technically they killed him on.
So far.
And he's dead.
Yeah, but it's fun watching him play a bunch of weird characters. Like one of the episodes, he's a cowboy from Texas, and it's funny as hell to see Sean Bean do a Texas accent. Like the guy's a hell of a talented actor, but to see him bouncing around multiple characters in one show is really cool. But other than that, not much. Working, drawing. Someday I'll get to play video games again. Maybe
one day.
Someday.
So, Naki, I'm pretty sure I know one of the things you've been getting into. So I have to ask, has it been Animal Crossing?
Maybe a lot of it. So Animal Crossing Pocket Cap came out this week, and conveniently, my phone died. My Samsung S6 died. It decided that it was no longer going to hold a charge, and I knew it was coming, so I had thrown it out there. Like, should I get a Pixel 2? Consensus was yes, so I wound up getting a Pixel 2. So far, so good. Really enjoying it, and I also downloaded Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I am level... Oh, God. I think I'm like level 11.
When did this game come out, by the way?
Wednesday.
Just trying to level set here.
Yeah. So, I actually haven't been playing as religiously as some of my other friends. Therefore, I'm not the worst. But, oh, God damn it. There's music. Sorry.
She's a professional.
I am. I thought I had the sound off. My bads. But so that's been going on. On top of that, I was gifted from boyfriend Dream Daddy a daddy dating simulator, and have been playing that. Fucking love it. I make the best dad, guys.
Oh,
Steam game?
It is a Steam game. It is currently on sale for $10. Totally, it is so super cute and so much fun. And I'm dating all the dads because I'm a date every dad that you can date, because that's what you do. You're gonna date all the dads.
I'm looking this up right now because it sounds entertaining.
It's done by the Game Grumps. Well, so some of the Game Grumps voice in it. It was sponsored by the Game Grumps. It was done by a different production team. But it is super fun. I've also been playing Stardew Valley, which is terrible.
I have resisted picking that up because I know it will consume my life. I've been bad enough about playing Mario. I cannot imagine what Stardew Valley would do to me.
How to F a Boyfriend is one that is on my list to play at some point. I will do that one as well. Apparently there is a small call for me to play that live. If you really want to, I guess I could set that up.
Yes, live stream it on Twitch, Naki.
My dad is a male version of me. It's great. I love it. I wear a cat suit. And then on top of that, it was Thanksgiving. We ran a race. It was my fastest time yet for a 5K. And boyfriend bought a bunch of really terrible movies that he keeps trying to get me to watch. Like Roller Gator.
That
Miami Connection.
Let me know
the
when
other
you
one?
tell me a bad movie because I don't hear any.
Ugh, they're so bad. When he's sick, he gets on a kick of watching terrible movies, and it is. It's so terrible. But he's sick, so I can't be mean to him. So I go out for sushi.
You just be a dick.
Yeah. You can. You just choose not to.
I choose not to because I'm not that much of a dick. But
See, we just turned that into a good thing for you by saying you're not a dick. See?
yeah,
We're here to help.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. But yeah, so if there's really a call for me to play Dream Daddy live, I'll do it.
I'm calling for it
Do
right
it.
now. You should play that at twitch.tv/OneNerdyCupcake for us.
Yes, that
Do
is
it.
that is my Twitch handle is One Nerdy Cupcake, and maybe I will later on this afternoon. I want to clean up this office a little bit, as you can see, it is a mess. So, although it's currently covered by a blanket, so artfully done.
It's tastefully decorated now.
Yes. Do you want me to wear hazmat and go beat boyfriend when you're not? No.
Dressman's always here to help us.
I mean, Dressman lives like right down the street. He totally could, but I'm really not. Sailor Poland is saying we could throw on Mystery Science Theater. He's throwing on Riff Tracks. So
He's saying you could always do an MST3K as you watch those movies, meaning do the commentary and riff on them.
Well, he's throwing on Riff Tracks, so it's a little difficult to do that while they're. I struggle with Riff Tracks and MST3K. But that's a whole other conversation, and we're really over at this point.
We are really over. So, guys, we're going to start wrapping things up. As we do that, a friendly reminder, we stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern over on geeks.live, which is the streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. And don't forget, you can watch a whole bunch of live content there as well. Today, I think we have 3 other shows that are streaming at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the Starling Tribune, recapping the latest Arrow, and then at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, Pop Xcast. So please feel free to drop in for some more live content and check the calendar on the bottom of geeks.live because it shows the calendar of all of our live streaming shows on the network. There's a boatload of stuff broadcasting, guys. We could be almost our own TV show soon.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we were Sundays first.
Well, that is
right.
True. We are the best.
We're the original Sunday show.
We are the original show. So do you guys have any final thoughts as we wrap things up?
Everybody go check out Justin Prime's Kickstarter Soldier Stories for Echo number 2 on Kickstarter. It still needs some help, and it's got 4 days left.
Naki, did you try and play Animal Crossing in the middle of the show?
I just tried to open up my phone, and I forgot that it was still on.
What do you think I've been doing? I've been playing Animal Crossing.
Why aren't we friends?
Are you guys Animal Crossing friends?
Because you're not friends.
Oh.
Now
I
I
think we
sad.
I'll be your friend.
Thanks.
Now
To be honest, I just got to that point where when I downloaded it was like saying, "Hey, find me these fruit." And I'm like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit! You find your own goddamn fruit. They're 10 feet away."
It is an Aaron mission game.
It's a game of fetch quests. But guys, that is going to wrap us up for this week, and we will see you next week. Until then, have a good one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wait for after show for 4th breakfast.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.